Welcome back, guys. On tonight's episode, we're gonna put the trunk lid back on after Mark painted it. And we're also gonna install the front subframe and get that underneath the car and make this one a real roller. At the end, we're gonna have a little surprise for you, so stay tuned. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave us some comments so we know what you want to see.
Hey folks, a little Saturday garage work at Rod, Sully, and myself. We're
doing some mock-up stuff.
That's right.
Making sure everything fits.
So we got the pretty subframe back there behind Sully. We need to take the motor and our fresh transmission over here, bolt them together, and we're going to drop them in that subframe and make sure that we know it fits, that the motor mounts work and the transmission mount is set up for what we're doing. And so we need to do that before we put the subframe back under the car. All right, here we go. So we got things kind of set up to push in. We got our 5.3 going into our fresh turbo 400, all ready to rock. So we just need to slip it together, and it doesn't have the torque converter on it because we don't need it. Again, we're just putting this together to kind of test fit a few things. Let's make her happen.
So what we're using here is a Turbo 400 that's been rebuilt with a number of Go Fast parts inside it. It's also got a set of 4 L80E planetary gears, a little newer and stronger, and a few other upgrades.
As you can see here, Jay and Sully have got the motor dropped into the subframe for a test fit. Looks like it fits pretty good, but we noticed in the back of the cross member it needs to be slightly modified in order to get it to fit perfect. Eventually we'll be pulling the engine and the transmission back out of the subframe so we can put the engine on stand and then do a complete overhaul on the motor.
Hey guys, we're back at the Bad Gas shop, and tonight me and Mark are just gonna try to gear up the rear suspension. We started out, we got the rear shackles installed. It's got urethane bushings inside the frame and our powder coated shackles, of course. This is all PTFB stuff. So with the leafs and these real beefy spring pockets that go up there.
Dave calls those anti-squat brackets.
Anti-squat brackets.
And
look at the size of those.
Yeah, they're super beefy, and they have 2 holes in them. The top hole is, I think, 7/8 of an inch towards the floor, so higher than the stock one, and it's meant to help plant the wheels down a little bit better, so it doesn't squat so much when you stomp on it.
Which is great. That's what we want. And I think the rear hole is, the upper hole is just to give you a little bit of lowering. But, and the spring itself should actually lower the car down a little bit more over stock as well.
So for anybody that hasn't had to put the urethane bushings in one of these cars, it was a pain in the rear end.
It's a lot.
It took a couple hours to put those in. We used some all thread and a couple jam nuts and just basically made a big long thread to pull them in. So it's a little easier on the passenger side. When you get over to the driver's side here, it's super tight. There isn't anywhere to really put a wrench or whatnot, so it's a little bit more time consuming. So that definitely took a little bit longer.
I'm sure somewhere out there they make a creative little press for that.
Sure they do, but we don't
I don't have one. Anyway, this is us trying to make it a roller. Back to work.
Okay guys, so little update, we got the passenger side in. We thought we'd try that one first so we could know what we're doing for this side. So Basically, she's bolted in. As we mentioned, we're using the top hole. These leaf springs are offset, so you can run a bigger tire in the back without tubbing the car. So basically, it's all ready to go here, and
there's a spherical bearing in it.
there is a spherical bearing in there, so it's yeah, it spins nice and freely. So there's 3 bolt points, just like the original one, front. This one here is a longer bolt, goes into the factory location, and there's a little tab back here, same type of thing. So what we're doing is basically putting it up in place and bolting it. We have the rear end kind of blocked up there. And once we get that done, then we're gonna, yeah, basically lift it up into place. All right, guys, next update. So as you can see, we manhandled the axle onto the leaves, and the leaves are just kind of sitting there somewhat ready to go up into the car. Jay's putting a little lube inside the urethane bushings there so they don't squeak. We got a transmission jack on the center of the axle over there, just so we can lift it up into the car a little easier. Basically, Jay's gonna crank it up and it'll go up into place.
Here we got Sully getting ready to crank up the rear end and bolt it up into place. He's cranking it up. And now he's going to put the bolts in so the rear end will finally be in nice and tight.
There she is, boys and girls. At home where she belongs. A few more bits and pieces to bolt on and should be ready for rims.
Installed.
Hey guys, all right, a little update. So we got everything snugged up here and it's just sitting there good and ready to go for the rest of the stuff, but we're done for the night. We'll continue the video, but we're done for tonight anyways. Listen, we couldn't pass up throwing one of these shocks on. These Viking shocks, we talked about these on the front suspension of the car. Get the same ones for the back, or same brand anyways. Super sexy, adjustable compression and rebound. Came with all the hardware, though by the look of it, this hardware won't work for the top, so we're gonna reuse the stock bolts at the top. They'll go away, but we'll use their hardware for the bottom. So we'll show you when it's on. All right, well there she is. Side 1 done. Pretty.
Alright guys, there's wheels under the back anyway, front are still right there, but rear end's in, everything's bolted up, shocks are in. We have to do sway bar yet, but we have to do a little adjusting to make that happen. But these are not the tires we're going with, but these are the rollers for now. It's nice to see it on the wheels again.
Ready for burnouts.
Hopefully within the week, the car will be a roller and we'll be able to get it off the place and get moved around and work in here.
All right, so next up, we're installing the trunk lid back on the car. We did a little bit of work to it, painted the bottom of it and put some new seam sealer on it. We're just putting it back on the car so we don't drop it or dent it around the shop.
Oh, come on. Come on, guys, get to work. Andrew, let's watch these guys work. Sounds good. You guys are so funny.
As you can see, we all jump in to help put the trunk on, because if anyone's ever put a trunk on before, it's much easier with many hands. Moving on to the front of the car, we're finally getting the subframe back under the Firebird to make this girl a roller again. We're all jumping in there because this thing is heavy to move around. Trying to get her lined up a bit. Looking pretty good. Corey's jumping out of the way. subframe in now, and we're finished bolting it up. We threw away those old rubber bushings that don't make your car handle very nice and went with a set of solid ones.
So, when did we do the bald man conversion?
What?
You didn't know how fucking deadly she
Screw the LS swap, we did the bald man conversion.
Yeah.
Just had to hog out the
Start the bolt and hammer that back.
the bracket for the bushing for the rear sway bar. Just mocking it up here to see if it's going to fit, and it looks like it's going to fit very nicely.
Great.
Here you can see Corey and Mark bolting in their rear sway bar, which is the final piece to our suspension package, to make this old Firebird handle like a more modern sports car, which will be nice for everything.
Alright guys, there comes a time in every project where you gotta sit back and take a look and put your nice fancy rims on, see how it sets the mood for the project. So we got a set of Riddlers to put on. We can flip those around and show everybody. Ta-da! I'll put a link to the manufacturer there. These are Riddlers. I think they're 669s or 633. I can't remember, but down below, I'll stick the number for those. They're 18 by 9.5 wide with
275/40s.
sweet, all four corners. So this thing should stick and grip.
Squares dance. Let's go.
Woo! Nelly.
Find a hole there?
Always.
Oh!
Those are going to look really good on there.
Yeah, I think so.
Look at this guy.
There we go. See, a T-top.
If the seat can go down a little bit more here. Is it comfy?
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
These alignments cool.
Putting the wheels on your car is a big step in a project, and it's nice to sit back and take it all in and get re-energized. Sully's already daydreaming of those smoky burnouts. Oh yeah.
Alright guys, what do you think of those wheels?
That's pretty good. It does. Wheels definitely make a ride.
What kind of mood do you think that sets for this car?
Smoky one. Black lines and lots of fire smoke.
I hope it drops down a little more and over those wheels.
Again, there's no.
Oh, I know there's no weight and it hasn't
Do
moved.
a little customizing.
Hey guys, it's Sully at Bad Gas. Hope you liked what you saw in the video today. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe. Or subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're already subscribed, don't hit it again. But and share with your friends. It's free, and you know what? Someone else might really enjoy the content. Anyway, Back at our fun day here in Canada land. Remember, keep both hands on the bars and throttle down. See ya.